Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, February 29th, 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Now, there's good news and bad news for anyone trying to read the tea leaves of Leap Day, which is the extra day that comes in a leap year, to work out what it could mean for the market. February 29th cooked up to account for the fact that the rotation of the Earth doesn't neatly match up with its revolution around the Sun, which only comes every 4 years. Stock pickers have as much right to be superstitious as anyone, and who could forgive them for wondering if it brings good luck or bad? The answer, sadly, is that Leap Day tends to be bad. Since 1952, when February 29th is a trading day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 have declined more than they have risen. For all other days, the indices have risen slightly more than 50% of the time. The good news is that the Dow was higher 67% of the time a month after Leap Day. After 3 months, it has been higher 56% of the time. Leap year outcomes are even more compelling. Stocks have gained for 14 of the past 18 of them. With one caveat: the disastrous stock performance of 2008, the height of the financial crisis, and 2000 were also in leap years. This year has already seen the Dow and the S&P reach multiple record highs, and the Nasdaq is pretty close. That seems like a good start, but it doesn't have some people wondering whether the market is getting a little bit toppy. The artificial intelligence hype that has driven shares higher may be peaking. Valuations are stretched. On the day we get the latest readings from the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge, the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, bets on interest rates cuts are getting pushed further out to the horizon. But for now, traders can hope that the luck of the leap year holds. Now, this preferred inflation gauge, the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, came in just now at 1%, and the consensus was 0.3%. And luckily enough, it was the same percentage of last month. And with that number, we see how the Nasdaq has rallied to the upside. It was kind of trading to the downside, but is rallying to the upside. Will this momentum overflow at the open, or will it mean just that this is, just buying the news, selling the fact, perhaps? Or let's see what will happen at the open. But for now, it has recovered mostly of what we have retreated yesterday in the Nasdaq. The S&P 500 also is there, so our resistance is real close. It can be met very, very quickly. The Dow just jumped and is kissing 39,000, so I'm gonna raise it to 39,100 now because we basically there. So that's that. Then we have crude oil that is holding itself. Yesterday it had a nice fluctuation to the upside. It peaked above 79 but quickly retreated and it closed in the red. Let's see if today will be a different day and also meet yesterday's high or a bit more, so being long. Nat gas is flat, so that means a war between buyers and sellers. Let's see if 190 is going to be that particular value where it finds resistance and it trends lower. So let's see that. Our gold has finally broke out of that 2040, 2020 range. So it is fluctuating to the upside. So let's move it to 2050 now, since we already have just violated our resistance. Let's see if it continues, if it holds after this number, which is very positive. So that might just, like I said, push the rate cuts further out into the horizon. So let's see what will the Fed come out and say later on today. Then we have silver that is also recuperating after having a lower fluctuation early today. So let's see, 2280 is going to be our target. Copper is in this particular, has been into the last 2 days in a very tight range, is looking to break out. Let's see, 385 is our target for today. Then Bitcoin, Bitcoin. It has been fluctuating to the upside, making higher highs, higher lows. So 65,000 is the target. Then we have the euro, which is looking to stay north of 108. and let's see if it'll stay around this area. It's also just making some sort of a lateral movement. The pound is fluctuating to the downside. Let's see if it recovers and fluctuates above our moving average towards the 126.80. And the dollar index is flattish right now with that news. So let's see what the outcome will be. But altogether, earlier in the day, the indices were in the red. They recovered. But let's see if that will continue into the open. Let's keep in touch. Have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow.